And we need immigrants in this country. Forget the fact that the farm, that our vegetables would rot in the ground if they weren't being picked by many immigrants, many illegal immigrants.
All right, it's time to weave out the lies so we can get to the facts. All right, now we have some absolutely massive breaking news. Just a couple of days ago now, agents from President Trump's Department of Homeland Security actually raided the office of a sitting Democratic congressional representative. Take a look at this.
Congressman Jerry Nadler says agents from the Department of Homeland Security forcefully entered his congressional office and handcuffed a member of his staff. Video shows the encounter, which Nadler called heavy-handed tactics. The staffer was not arrested. DHS says law enforcement believed protesters were inside the office. A DHS spokesperson released a statement saying, quote, officers identified themselves and explained their intent to conduct a security check. However, one individual became verbally confrontational and physically blocked access to the office.
Let's break down really what happened here. The anti-ICE protesters in question were seen trying to block ICE detention vehicles from transporting illegal aliens out of New York City, which prompted ICE to try to detain the protesters, at which point they allegedly fled into Representative Nadler's office and were given refuge. And so, I want you all to take a look at how this office raid actually unfolded. Check this out.
That is not what happened.
That is not what happened.
Okay?
What?
Hold on a second.
Give me your contact information right
No,
now.
I'm going to give you some speak to you.
Hey.
That's what I'm going to
Speak to
do.
you after.
We got you.
You're
okay. I don't have to go.
You're okay. You're okay. You're going to be okay.
I'm a federal officer. We're here checking on something. We have the right to check. I'm
Can I
giving
see a
you.
warrant?
I'm not resisting.
Stop resisting.
You harboring rioters in the office. So there's not a problem. Let's walk inside. Let's walk through.
For what?
Let me see what's in here. Let's go. Come on. Hold it there.
Once again, the radically progressive anti-American Democrats are doing everything they can to stick up for illegal aliens, this time by harboring anti-ICE protesters inside of the New York City office of Democratic Congressional Representative Jerry Nadler. They actually tried to hide a bunch of anti-ICE rioters inside of their office, then they lied about it, and they tried to physically prevent federal DHS officers from doing their jobs. As if we didn't already know this, the radical progressives are absolutely insane. It really is ironic because for 4 years during the Biden era, we had to listen to the Democrats go on and on about the rule of law as they weaponized the justice system to unjustly prosecute conservatives. But now that the shoe is on the other foot and President Trump is back in the White House, they don't really seem to care about the rule of law anymore, do they? Rules for thee, but not for me. That is the motto of the modern-day progressives. Now, check this out. Congressional Representative Jerry Nadler actually issued a written statement condemning the entire situation, of course. This is what he had the audacity to say. President Trump and the Department of Homeland Security are sowing chaos in our communities using intimidation tactics against both citizens and non-citizens in a reckless and dangerous manner. In the most recent and deeply troubling incident, DHS agents forcefully entered my congressional office and handcuffed a member of my staff. Now, did you hear that? President Trump is sowing chaos in our communities, whatever the hell that means. But allowing 20 million illegal aliens to invade the country, then trying to physically impede ICE's deportation efforts, then aiding and abetting anti-ICE rioters, then physically assaulting DHS agents? Nope. None of that is chaos. Chaos is only when President Trump tries to make the country safe again, not when the Democrats are actively destroying the country. This, right here, is pretty much the textbook definition of incompetent hypocrisy. Really, as if we didn't already know this, the Democrats' outrage over this raid exposes that they prioritize the interests of illegal alien invaders over the interests of everyday Americans. But I'll tell you what, this raid sends a very clear message. No one, not even Democratic congressional representatives, are above the law under President Trump's administration. The reality is, Democratic Congressional Representative Jerry Nadler's office invited a bunch of radically progressive rioters inside so that they could evade ICE, showing blatant and total disregard for federal authority. The very same authority that they weaponized against conservatives up until just around 5 months ago, keep in mind. So here's the facts. Now that President Trump is back in the White House, all of these anti-American antics are coming to an end. The days during which the radical progressives got to sell out the American people in favor of a bunch of illegal alien invaders have come to an end, and now these people are starting to get held accountable. President Trump has empowered ICE as well as the DHS to take care of business wherever that business may be, even if it's inside of the office of a Democratic congressional representative. We can't have a healthy, functioning country if we allow all of these absolutely unhinged radical progressives to undermine the nation. In the recent 2024 election, the American people gave President Trump an absolutely overwhelming mandate to get rid of all of these illegal aliens. The vast majority of American people all voted very explicitly so to get these people out of our country. And so what this raid does is serve as a crystal clear reminder to the Democrats President Trump is supported. We want all of these illegal aliens out of our country. And if you try to impede or undermine that process, we are going to have a serious issue. For the last 5 months, ever since President Trump stepped back into the White House, the Democrats have done every single thing they can to try to undermine President Trump's Democratic mandate. They've weaponized the federal courts, they've coached illegal aliens on how to avoid federal deportation officers, and now they're just harboring radically progressive rioters inside of their political offices. I'm not joking when I say this. If President Trump wasn't in the White House right now, the radically progressive Democrats would likely just be forcing American families to personally house and accommodate illegal alien gang members. We all know that's what they really want. So finally, after 4 years of complete and total anti-American chaos, these people are finally being shut down and held accountable. Don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you found it informative. Hell, even share it with your family and friends. And let's talk about it in the comments here on Facts Only.